All right, finishing up 1.2. It looks like, from where we left off the other day, that we are basically on number 3 here. Okay? 125,317. Okay? Now, as we stated the other day, I'm going to write it down here so I've got a little bit more room to mess with it. 125,317. Okay, as I said the other day, I'm going to erase this no homework stuff so I have not take up all my room here. All right. Now, when we're dealing with whole numbers, we're dealing with this. For example, this would be 10 to the 0 power. Okay? The 7 would be 10 to the 0 power. The 1 would be 10 to the first power. 10 to the second power. Okay? 10 to the third power. 10 to the fourth power. 10 to the fifth power. Okay? So, how do I write that then is this way. I take the digit 1 and I go 1 times 10 to the fifth power. Plus, I take the 2 and I multiply it times 10 to the fourth power. Plus, I take the 5 and multiply it times third power, plus the 3. Oops, I did it the other way. Okay, then we take the 1 times 10 to the first, and then we take the 7 times 10 to the 0. Okay? Now, that's how you write that in expanded form with exponents, okay, or in powers. All right, now, I believe, who has their book open? What's the directions tell me to do on number 2 there, Brother Brandon? What's it say? Okay, so it doesn't. We don't have to do it in word form. Just the expanded form. All right, I just want to make sure of that before we... Yeah. All right, so that's how we write it in expanded form in powers of 10. Okay? Long sort of problem, long answer there, sort of. I mean, fairly long. Okay, at least in those we don't have any. So now we've done one then. We've done one with decimals. Okay? And now we've done one with whole numbers. Okay, well, what if we have one that has both? Okay, well, if we have one that has both, it's still the same thing. So let's take this example, number 4. We have, whoops, almost dropped my pen. We have, what was that, 5.212, is that correct? Was that what number 4 is? Okay. 5.212, wow, that's crazy. That's terrible writing. 5.212. All right, so we know that the 1's place value right there where the 5 is, what is that? 10 to the what? 10 to the 0 power. So I'm going to take 5 times 10 to the 0 power. Now, to move to the right, I decrease. So what is this one? If this is 10 to the 0 and I'm decreasing, what would this have to be? 10 to the negative first. Good. Okay. So I'm going to take and put the addition sign and go 2 times, I keep doing that because I'm not used to writing the time symbol, 2 times 10 to the negative first power. Okay. Plus my next digit, 1 times 10 to the, what does it do? 10 to the what? Negative second power. Negative 2 power. Okay. Plus my last digit, 2 times, I'm used to writing it with parentheses, and I'm not used to writing it with my time sign, 10 to the negative third power. Okay? And so that's one that has a mixture of decimals and whole numbers. Okay? The expanded form with exponents. All right? Now, let's go back to this next set, number 14. And I believe the directions for number 14, write each number, yes, in standard form. So they want this in standard form. Okay? Now, it's a little hard to read. For some reason, my print on this, for some reason, decided not to be real good. I keep doing that. All right. So the first one says, it's hard to read, but you've got it right there in your book. It says 3 times 10 to the 4th power. Okay? 3 times 10 to the 4th power. 10 to the 4th power is what place value? Colton. Do what? 10 thousandths? Yes, 10 thousandths. 10 to the 4th power is 10 thousandths. So if I have 3 times 10 thousandths, then that means I have this. 30,000. Okay? Plus, what is 4 times 10 to the 3rd? What is 10 to the 3rd power? Emma? The thousandth. So what would that be? 4,000. That's correct. So I got 4,000 right there. So that means I have 34,000. Okay? Written in standard form. Okay? That's all you got to do on that. Now, obviously here becomes a little bit more difficult, but really it doesn't. Okay? Really it doesn't, because here with our decimals, 10 to the negative first power is our first place value, right? So this means 0.1. So if I got 6 times 0.1, then that's going to be 0.6. Plus, this next one, 0.7 times 10 to the negative second. Well, 10 to the negative second is 0.01. So that means this then would be 0.07. Okay? Thus making it 0.67. Written in standard form. Okay? And basically what this tells us here, if I look at this 2 right here, that means I have point with 2 blanks after it. And then I'm just basically putting in the numbers 6 and 7. Okay, that's basically what it tells us. Okay? Now, this one, once again, has a mixture of positive exponents. Number 16 has positive exponents and negative exponents. Okay? And so, therefore, it's going to be a mixture of a whole number and decimal numbers. Okay? It's fairly simplistic. 10 to the 0 power is what? What place value? The ones place value. So, this is the ones place value. So, that means that I just put 8. Because it's 8 times 1. In other words, that's how I get it, is 8 times 1. Plus, we know this to be the tenths place value, which is 0.1, which means I have 0.4. Okay? Because that's 4 times 0.1. So that would be 0.4. So what would your answer be there? 8.4. Okay? Pretty easy stuff. All right? Now, let's move to the last thing we got to look at today. Okay? And now we're going to look at some patterns. Okay? It's number 19. Number 19 says 10 to the second, 10 to the fourth, 10 to the sixth, blank, blank, 10 to the 12th. Okay? So, if we look at the pattern here between those 3, what is it doing each time? Tristan? going by 2. The exponent is increasing by 2. So if it's increasing by 2, my first blank is going to be what? Jesse? 10 to the 8th power. Good. So 10 to the 8th power. So my second blank is going to be what? See here. Go back here to my boys in the back. Okay. What do you think, Noah? 10 to the 10th power. That is correct. Good. Okay. All right. So that's 10 to the 8th, 10 to the 2nd. Both of them would be the answer. I'm going to write it a little plainer down here without the arrows. Doesn't really change anything. Okay. That would be your two answers. Okay. So I want you to do number 20 on your own. Do number 20 on your own. When you think you have the correct answer, raise your hand. Give everybody a little bit of time here. All right, Christine, what'd you do? What's the first one?
6 to the negative.
Yes, good. 6 to the negative 7th is the first one. Okay? 6 to the negative, I don't want to make it look like a subtraction problem. 6 to the negative 7th. Okay? What is the second answer? Sander? 7 to the negative 8th power. Good. Okay? So there's your two answers. All right? Not real hard. Fairly easy. Okay? So, that's all we're going to cover for today. Let me give you your homework, and we're going to get started on it. You're going to have about 35, 40 minutes in class to do it. Let me make sure I give you the right ones here. Let's see. All right, we're going to go, this is 1.2. We're going to go 1 through 18, even. Okay, 1 through 18 even. And then 19 through 24 all. Okay, before I get started, let's look at number 22. All right, let me help you on these word problems real quick, and then that'll leave you with two you got to do on your own. It says the Cassini spacecraft is traveling almost 1 billion miles to arrive at Saturn in 2004. Write this distance in expanded form using powers of 10. Okay? So if I want to write 1 billion in expanded form with powers of 10, what am I going to do? Who can help me there? 1 billion written in expanded form with exponents. All the rest of the information you really don't need. Whether it's 2004 or 2013, it doesn't matter. Okay? What do you think, Zach?
Just put 1 times 1 times 10 to the 10th power.
10th power? Or it is 1 times 10 to the something, but how do we know the something? Emma? Why do you think the 9th? Right. Remember, go back to your zeros. Our zeros tell us what our power is when you're on the left side of the decimal, the whole number side of the decimal. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. So it's 10 to the 9th power. So 1 times 10 to the 9th. Okay? That would be your answer. All right? Fairly simplistic. Not hard to do. All right, so like I said, we've got, let's see how much actual time I have here. You actually have 25 minutes left in class, okay? So go ahead and get started. We will grade this tomorrow. You will have class tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow it's the second week of the 6 weeks, so we skip the second hour for chapel. Yeah. All right.